Good afternoon, everyone. We are so glad you joined us today. First thing we want to start off, this is Haidee Williams, and I am the Alliance Liaison that works primarily with the Oklahoma Rural Schools Research Alliance. And what I'd like to do is start off first and find out where you're from. So we're going to switch layouts, and if you will, fill out this poll and tell us where you're from and what you do. What's your role? And our friend from Canada, we even added a category for you at the very bottom. So be sure to fill that one out as well. We've got several from North Carolina, South Carolina, Louisiana, Texas. This is awesome. We've got 2 people so far from Colorado. I can't imagine where the others 2 are from. Maybe later when we get back to the chat pods, you can tell us where you're from if you're not from one of the states and locations that we've already got listed. Our roles, we've got several professional development providers and researchers. This will be I think you will find this very informative as we start talking about how you would use data to support instruction. We're going to take a rural perspective. Okay? I think we've pretty well got everyone now, so let's go ahead and go back. And if you haven't put down where you're from and you're in the other category, please type that in. We're really curious on who we missed. We'd love to hear from you. As I mentioned, I work primarily with the Oklahoma Rural Schools Research Alliance, but I also, and I shouldn't have said primarily, I'm 50-50 with the Texas Hispanic STEM Alliance. But this particular webinar is focused on the challenges and how you would address them in the rural setting. And as you can see, we've got several research alliances, most of them state-based, but some of them are focused on topics or content areas like educator effectiveness and English learners. The Oklahoma Schools Research Alliance has several purposes and goals, and as you can see, they're focused on improving student success. And this particular webinar is going to be looking at how to look at data and use it effectively. And as you note by the bottom bullet, these challenges were identified by the Alliance members, and that's how the alliances are driven, is we visit with them and they tell us what is important, what we need to focus on. And so this particular webinar event is going to provide everyone, not just Oklahoma, but everyone, some perspectives and tools that will help you use data effectively in rural schools that will lead to, hopefully, that will lead to continuous improvement at the school, classroom, and student level. Just a snapshot of what we're going to cover today is that you'll get a brief overview, and then we've got some wonderful people that will give you a presentation over this material. We've got Dr. Mandanak, who is a senior research scientist and director of the Data for Decisions Initiative. And for the past decade, she's focused on understanding how educators use data to inform practice. And she's also one of the panelists on the IES practice guide that we have sent out the link for, which is using student achievement data to support instructional decision making. If you haven't downloaded that, I would suggest that you do. It is a fantastic resource. Our second presenter, and they're going to go back and forth, not just 1-2, is Diana Nunnally, and she's the director of the Using Data program and has been there since 2007. She provides services to state districts and campuses. And she was a former math teacher and has worked all of this time to focus on helping how to use data to transform instruction. So I think you'll find it very dynamic and very informative. Throughout the whole presentation, we will have the lines muted, but please type in your questions, and I'm going to capture them, and we'll address them toward the end. And so you see it right there at the bottom. Type them in, and they will not be lost. We will get to them. So let's go ahead and get started. Who's going to start us first? Is it you, Ellen?